Hi everyone, my name is Marta, and today I'm going to be presenting a PowerPoint about Worcester flooding. I am going to present this PowerPoint along with my three other colleagues, Anastasia, Mauricia, and Bogdana. As you guys can see, this is our table of content, and are some of the topics that we're going to discuss during the presentation. Introduction. For the introduction, I'm going to do a brief introduction about the Worcester flooding. As you guys know, flooding from a river is a major issue in Worcester. Since 2004, flooding has caused a huge damage in home, business, and a lot of infrastructures. Some of these events show some real human economic costs. Uh, Personal stories will be help showing why resilience matters. And we're gonna go for through phases, which is problem discovering, ideation, prototype testing, and then we will finish with a call to action. Worcester flooding human impacts. In Worcester, there are many problems related to flooding, especially the drainage issues. There are frequently. For the past 4 5 years, as you guys can see, there are many houses that are the ones that are considered the terrace house. In Worcester, they are the ones which is affected most regarding to the floodings. There is many impacts, and most of the houses uh, go through a lot during these floodings. As you guys can see, this is a disruption of infrastructures and communities. Basically, this is a map where you guys can see the blue parts is where the floodings affect the most around the city center of Worcester. Um, This means that many parts of the city center get completely flooded, and one of them, which is most affected, is the cycle path, as you guys know. And when you drive, most of the time is very difficult. If you have a bus stop on the right or on the left, most of the time you probably have to drive very slowly because the paths are completely flooded. Many communities have come together to help their houses instead of waiting for the government because the government normally takes too long to sort certain issues regarding to the community. So the community come together to protect and help everyone in these situations. The main causes and weakness. Since 2014, there has been many research that proves during the 1960s and 70s there's a leak acquired drainage that contribute more for the flooding in the rivers, and there is an increase on flooding that makes the place-based resilient more realistic. This is a picture of um, a demonstration, sorry, of how the flooding starts and how does it get to worse, especially when it's raining. Um, Next slides, I'm going to show you guys was the inside and resilient future actions. Basically, this is structure that shows advertising and adaptation on some positive outcomes. We start with adversity, which is the red. It goes to advert events or certain events about the flooding risks. Adaptation, which is the yellow one, that protects factors, individuals, communities, and society, and then leads to process cognitive emotional behavior. Then we pass to the final, which is considered as the green, which is the positive outcome, which is regarding to resilience, quick bouncing, recovery, slowly recovering, and confrontation. And then now I'm going to pass to my colleague Anastasia.
Hello, my name is Anastasia, and in this part of presentation, I will focus on the problem definition. Why Worcester is facing recurring floods, what the impacts are, and why resilience is so important. Let's imagine walking through Worcester city center after heavy rain. The Severn River is rising. The Thames River adds more pressure, and the drainage system cannot cope. Streets start filling with water, and even the sewers will fall. This is not unusual. It happens regularly. Both river flooding and surface water flooding combine, and hitting the city centre, Diglis, part of St. John's, and Hilton Road. For residents and businesses, floods bring fear and disruption. Transport stops, schools close, and healthcare services are at danger. Rising water quickly turn into a serious threats to safety, daily lives, and the local economy. Recent history shows how serious it is. In February 2020, the Severn River reached 5.79 meters, forcing people to evacuate and closing roads. Between 2019 and 2014, around 400 properties were flooded, causing more than 20 million in damage. If we compare past and present, the picture is clear. In the 20th century, Worcester only had four floods above 5 meters. Since 2000, there have been nine. This shows floods are becoming more frequent and more intense. Why this has happened? Because rainfall is heavier, drainage systems are gaining, and climate change makes everything worse. So we must ask, how can citizens be warned in time to protect themselves? How can vulnerable groups get the support they need? And how can communities recover faster with less long-term harm? This brings us to the main guiding question of our project. How might we help Worcester to become resilient to recurring floods? To answer this question, our group set three clear goals. First, effective alerts and reliable information, so people receive timely warnings. Second, safety and preparation of the community, giving residents the knowledge and tools to act before and during floods. Third, recovery aid, helping households and businesses recover faster and reduce disruption. Together, these aims transform Worcester from a city at risk into a city of resilience, and they align with the strategies of the Environment Agency and Worcester City Council, making them realistic and achievable. Having outlined the problem definition, I will now pass over to my teammate Bogdana, who will take us toward with the next stage of our project.
Hello, my name is Bogdana, and today I will be talking about conceptualizes and development of models. Flood alert, it's like mobile app, text message, sirens. Flood barrier is house called kids, quick deploy, street barrier. And education campuses, it's flyer, posters, school workshop, social media. Support for volunteer groups, it's volunteer body system and check-ins. Emergency rest, it's school, leisure central, and church. And partnership national food, it's training, it's advice, it's recovery company. So next slide, I will be talk about a couple of prototype, which one can help in flooding. So it can be flood alert app Moscow. So it's like a mobile app for which one people will be receive a notification about that flooding will be come soon, and what they need to do. They will be receive like a siren in them phone, and they will be know exactly where is flooding, in which area, and what they must to do. So next slide, it's a second prototype. It's do it for yourself, food barrier. So people can make it barrier for them house from the Lego or from the some building to cover them house from the river. So when they will be flooding close to them house, this like Lego or building from something will be cover and helping water to don't go in. Next prototype is Moscow and photos of prototypes. So these prototypes is, in my opinion, it's really important because people which one don't have internet, for them this will be specially because it's like flyer, and you will be have their instruction what you need to do, and people can follow in this instruction. There also will be number 999 for food line, and people can know what they need to do straight. So in the flyer will be show what they must do, the number where they need to call, and exactly instruction what they need to do um, in extermination situation. So, and the last one, it's a short explanation what, how and which prototype can help. So the food alert app, um, I think it's so important because now in this time all people can have phone, so it's more easy to receive notification that flooding is close, and people can straight make a plan for saving them life or to saving them house. Next, do it for yourself. It's so important because it's like you uh, cover your situation from before, because from before you can build Lego, from before you can cover your house, and you can you save your family from flooding. And the last one, education flyer, it's need to be everywhere, in school, in hospital, in college, in university, because never know when it will be start the flooding. So people must know exactly, and kids, what to do in this situation. So the flyer is so important, and they must be everywhere and in house, and for people which one don't have access to internet.
Hi, I'm Mauricia. So I'm gonna talk about the testing, interaction, and the call to action. So to determine the viability of our purpose from our project, we conduct comprehensive research programs that involve gathering feedbacks. We try to get the feedbacks from our classmates, residents, and stakeholders. So in the city of Worcester. So with that feedbacks, we are able to identify areas of our ideas that could be improved and refined then for the city Worcester. So we consider that feedbacks made several key change. So the goal of this change has to ensure that communication tools are easy to help people to understand, to resource the alert. So we try to make sure that our communication is going to be easy to everyone to understand. And also, um, the Worcester have a lot of diversity of community in the Worcester. So like a Portuguese and the Spanish, so we're gonna make sure we're gonna try to communicate, to try to translate on them language, and make sure they can understand as well when a flood is coming. And we're gonna implementing strategies to involve the partnering with school, libraries, communities, centers to help to improve and share information. Um, and we're gonna interactive with a lot residents, make sure we're gonna try to programs more to provide more residents communication with more residents, and we're gonna have workshops to engage people. We're gonna have more volunteers to try to everyone to help other like the community members can go to explain the neighbors what kind of action they can take to try to have a less impact when the future flooding is coming in the Worcester. So this is gonna help abilities and recover from the flood. So um, and then we're gonna that is one of the example we're gonna have from our flyers to explain people the how which kind of and in conclusion we're gonna see if this project's gonna be brilliant for our collaborations and um, and help people to to have carefully to don't be in panic when food is coming and make sure everything's gonna be okay and we are here to try to help our community. Thank you.